Hi, I'm Rolih, the author of the Milliner Money Making Machine investing system. My mission in life is to help you get out of the rigged game of investing. You're about to watch a shortened version of my 90-minute online training that will completely change your financial life. If you are serious about your money, and if you would like to invest in such a way that you keep most of the possible returns and not the financial industry, then this training will be worth at least 50 to 300,000 pounds. So prepare to take some notes, barricade yourself into your room or office, and turn off your phone. The next 90 minutes will blow you away. So let's go. Today you will see why 19 out of 20 investors lose 3/4 or more of the possible investing returns. I will show you how investing in mutual funds, hedge funds, pension plans, and stocks can be one of the worst ideas in your investing career. You will see why Forex brokers and Forex training companies are so aggressive at getting new customers, and why almost 100% of people lose all of their money when trading. If you are already investing, or if you think about investing in the future, this webinar will be a goldmine for you. Without the information in this webinar, you would leave most of your investment returns on the table. So if you are just an average investor, this means that this webinar will be worth at least 50,000 to 200,000 pounds for you in the future. And after this webinar, you will never trust financial advisors, brokers, or bankers again. Why? 2 years ago, I was just leaving my office and my phone rings. On the other side of the line, there is my acquaintance, a well-known financial advisor, always in Armani suit, shiny shoes, and everything. Robert, I saw your seminar webpage. It's great that you started to educate people about investing, and I'm sure that you will make some money out of it. But Robert, if you really want to squeeze a lot of money out of your customers' pockets, offer them mutual funds at the end of this seminar, Whoa, wait a minute. I come from a training industry where we want to help our clients, not to hurt them. So I was really shocked by his words, And for a couple of seconds, I just didn't know what to say. And then I replied, my clients are my friends. I don't want to squeeze money out of them. This is why I will not recommend them mutual funds, even though they are one of the most or even the most popular financial product. Even more, I will tell them why investing in mutual funds is one of the worst ideas you can get. And after that, he didn't know what to say. But make no mistake, this kind of thinking, this kind of attitude is not some kind of exception in the financial industry. This is the standard way of thinking in the financial industry. Most key players have only one goal in their minds: how to squeeze as much money as possible out of our pockets. So, how do you do it? How do you beat 95% of investors? I believe that the tool you need in order to achieve this is the right financial education. And I emphasize the right. Most information and advice about investing and managing your money is in fact controlled by the financial industry. And if I put it mildly, that advice is dead wrong. So if you listen to the advice that the financial industry is giving you, you will get crushed. And you will think that your money, your invested money, works for you, but in reality, it will only work for the financial industry, for the guys in Armani suits. And my job here is to make sure that this doesn't happen to you. Now you're probably thinking, well, who the hell is this guy with the funny accent, and why should I trust him and not my financial advisor or banker? Now, let me ask you a question. In your life, have you ever achieved something that you never thought possible? Probably yes. So the same thing happened to me in 2005. If you were with me on the 10th of March 2005, you would be sitting in a very big, bright seminar room. It's packed full. famous CEOs, entrepreneurs, and managers are all in this audience. There is a breathless silence because they are all in a state of great expectation. And as you take a look at the stage, you see me as the event organizer coming to the center of the stage. And I am about to introduce a very famous public speaker. At that moment, I go, "Oh my God, is this really happening? I'm just a poor guy, from a backwater village in a country of only 2 million population. Just 3 years ago, I was a broke student with only one thing in his life, an impossible dream." Have you ever had an impossible dream? And my dream was to work with the person, the legend that I am about to introduce now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the legendary Mr. Brian Tracy. And a huge round of applause. The person whose books I read as a teenager was a speaker at the seminar that I organized. Can you imagine? And as I was sitting in the first row, this is me in the first row, as I was sitting there in the first row listening to Brian, I was thinking about two things. The first thing was, if I can do it, anybody can do it, because I'm nothing special. And that is why I believe that you can achieve any impossible dream if you just stop dreaming and go for it. And the second thing was, wow, how much money! This was the first year, when I made 6-figure income in my life. And it felt amazing. I was at the top of the world, Imagine, having huge amounts of money. So this is perfect feeling. But unfortunately, having a lot of money can bring all sorts of problems. And the biggest problem I had was where to put it. I was an entrepreneur and I hated investing and personal finance. I didn't have a clue about these topics, So I trusted who? Yeah, you guessed right, the financial advisors. So after a couple of years of following their advice, I went to check the status of my investments. And when I opened the first, I ordered all the account statements. And when I opened the first envelope, I went, this must be some kind of mistake. Then I opened the second envelope. Is there a zero missing? And the third one, catastrophe. The money I worked day and night to earn was mostly gone. I was devastated. Imagine how would you feel if you lost most of your money. And I was very lucky then that Brian Tracy was again speaker at one of my seminars for the third time. After the seminar, we went to a dinner to a nice restaurant, and I told him all about my problems. And after 30 minutes, Brian, with his confident stance, looked me straight in the eye, and he said something that changed my life. And it may as well change your life too. Robert, it doesn't matter how much you earn. All that matters is if you have the skills to manage your money and to invest it. And at that time, I realized I don't have these skills. I blindly trust the financial industry. And then I made perhaps the most important decision in my life. No matter how much time and money it will take, I will become one of the most financially literate people in this world. So in the next 7 years, I invested heavily in my financial education. I visited all the best seminars on investing, all the best courses, short-term trading, long-term trading, Forex. I read all the books. I also invested in different financial products, long-term, short-term, everything. And you would think that after all this education, after these 7 years, I would only start making good financial decisions, that I cannot make mistakes anymore. But this was unfortunately not the case. Do you know that they say that the devil is in the detail? And later I found out that there are some details that nobody talked about at all these seminars in all those books. But if you don't know these crucial details, everything else doesn't matter because you will get crushed. So, would you like to know what these details are? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, then great, because I will reveal to you these details with the help of my Millionaire Money Making Machine system that I developed in the last 2 years. This system will enable you to beat 95% of investors, even the Wall Street professionals, with time commitment of only a couple of hours, but not per day, not per week, not per month, but per year. So a couple of hours per year and beating Wall Street professionals. This is the basic promise of my system, and it works. And in the last 2 years, I had the privilege to share this system with more than 50,000 people all over the world, either online or at live events like this one, where I was speaking to an audience of 1,500 people. And this was just my standalone seminar, no other speakers there. So it was they all came to see the Millionaire Money Making Machine system in reality. I also had a privilege to share the screen and personally cooperate with some guys like Kevin Green. He's one of the richest people in the UK. With Andy Harrington, the UK #1 public speaker expert, and Robert G. Allen, who is the author of 1 Minute Millionaire, the best-selling book. So I had the privilege of to share the stage with people like this and many, many more, plus to also cooperate with them. So let me just summarize before we continue. Knowing the right detail gets you a great return. Ignore them and you just get a crash and burn. Okay, now let's take a look at the Millionaire Money Making Machine system. In order to win the financial game, you need to follow 5 steps. In other words, you need to shift through 5 gears in order to power your Millionaire Money Making Machine. The first gear is the cornerstone of the investing game. If you don't start it, the machine cannot start. You may write down, increase your financial wisdom. So increase your financial wisdom. In life, there are certain things that we cannot predict. Do you agree? So you need to insure yourself, protect yourself and your family in case they happen. So write down, protect yourself. We will talk mostly about insurance products and precious metals here, okay? These are the things that can give you financial protection. Now, the third gear is where the Millionaire Money Making Machine starts to get really interesting. Why? Because here, your money starts to work for you. These are your long-term investments that you need in order to secure a great financial future and to finance your pension. This gear is a must for all of us, as you will see later. So write down, grow your golden goose. This is your golden goose, long-term investments. The fourth gear is for the impatient people like me. It's for people who would like things done yesterday. This gear consists of your short-term investments. And with these investments, you want to achieve better returns than with your long-term investments. So write down, accelerate your returns. Accelerate your returns. And the last step or the last gear, this is where you are driving really fast on a highway, answers the question, why? Why am I doing all this? It's because you have big goals, big dreams, and you also want to share your wealth. But unfortunately, there are some big hurdles on the way. Financial wisdom is just not available for most people. In our schools, there is no financial education, and there is zero interest from the world's elites to share financial education with the rest of the world. But it gets even worse. I believe that the financial industry is constantly feeding us with the financial advice that is dead wrong. So we may think that we are financially literate, but in reality, this is just an illusion, a smokescreen. The game of financial protection is rigged. Unfortunately, it is in the financial industry's best interest to sell us products that have high fees and commissions. This is how they make a lot of profits, So most people end up with very bad insurance products, and they are losing money without even knowing. The game of long-term investing is rigged too. After attending my programs, almost 100% of people who attend find out that they were losing or they would lose 3/4 or more of their potential returns on their long-term investments. The house has rigged the game so well and so cunningly here that we don't even know that we are losing money every single day. The game of short-term trading is rigged big time. This is the area where investors are being slaughtered. It is my belief that brokers and trading companies on short-term trading are running one of the biggest conspiracies against investors there is. No wonder that more than 95% of investors, traders, lose all of their money when they want to start trading and Forex and so on. So, let me ask you, with all these games being rigged, how the hell can you even achieve your big goals and share? There's no way. So, can there be a solution for all this mess? I believe that the answer is a resounding yes. Getting to know the 3 areas of financial wisdom, you will become one of the most financially literate people in this world. After you learn them, you will never need financial advisor anymore. And you will have complete control over the money. Remember and write that down. The person who controls the money wins. The person who controls the money always wins. This is the key rule of investing. This is the key rule of personal finance. You don't want to leave control to the financial industry, to advisors, and so on. With Armor Formula, you will get a simple formula on how to choose the right insurance products and why to buy precious metals, how to buy them, for what reasons to buy them, in what quantities to buy them, and for what price to buy them. This will save you thousands and thousands of pounds in your lifetime, just for insurance products and precious metals. With Grain System, you will feed your golden goose, and you will join the top 5% of investors who achieve the best long-term returns on their investments. When you follow this system, you will accumulate 2 to 5 times more money from your long-term investments, and with the same amount of investing as others. So the same amount of investing, and you will get 2 to 5 times more money in the long run. And with Star Formula, I will show you how to achieve better returns than 95% of short-term traders without trading, without staring at the computer screen for hours and hours every day. Sounds curious? Sounds impossible? But you will see how it's done in the second part of this seminar. So today in this webinar, we will cover the Grain System and the Star Formula. Okay, so we will not go into all the details, but we will cover 2 most important details. And as a result of all these systems, you will reach your goals fast. So if I showed you how to beat 95% of investors while saving 95% of your valuable time, would you be interested to hear more about it? Yes or no? Probably yes. So in the next time, in the short time we have together, I cannot cover everything, but I will dive deeper into the two of these areas to drill down and give you some information that you can use straight away. Now, let's go to the third gear, the grain system first. These are your long-term investments. Why do we even bother with long-term investing? Long-term investing is investing for at least 10 years time. Okay, so when you buy an investment, let's say a financial product, a stock or something, if you want to invest for the long run, you will not sell this investment for at least 10 years. Okay, so this is called long-term investing, 10 years plus. But there is a problem with long-term investing. The financial industry has rigged this game in such a way that most investors lose 70 to 80% of the possible returns. But let's first ask ourselves, why do we even bother with long-term investing? Why is the long-term investing a must for us? Perhaps number one reason is that you want to finance your pension. So long-term investing can finance your pension. You don't want to end up like this guy because, most people who will not invest will probably end up somewhere like this guy. I will show you later how. Did you know that in Europe, right now we have 4 workers financing 1 retiree? So 4 workers financing 1 retiree. And our pension systems, let's say that they are working so-so. But in a couple of decades, this will go down to only 2 workers per 1 retiree. So just imagine what kind of pressures this will put on our pensions. So the first reason that you want to invest for the long run is that maybe you want to finance your pension because you know that nobody else will finance it. Okay? And let me also tell you a secret. If you think, or if you are currently investing in your own personal pension plan, I have some bad news for you. Most pension plans will be vaporized because of the high commissions and fees. So customers will lose and are already losing tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of pounds because they are investing in pension plans that are controlled by the financial industry. And through commissions and fees, they are basically taking your financial future away. So this is also a very dangerous thing to invest into a normal pension plan that the financial industry controls. Next reason, maybe you want to provide for your family. Maybe you want to secure a safe financial future for your entire family. Maybe you want to buy some new toys, like this car. Maybe you want to go for a vacation, every year for 3 or 5 weeks to a vacation. Or you just want to buy a nice house and live happily ever after, without financial worries. But there is another important reason that you may be thinking, why you are thinking about long-term investing. Maybe it's because you want your money to start working for you. So you don't want to be working for money your entire life, but you want your money to start to work for you. This is your personal balance sheet. I normally talk about it in the 3 areas of financial wisdom, but let me just give you a quick preview. Okay? Your income is everything that comes to your bank account. For example, salary or profits and so on, commissions and so on. Your expenses are everything that goes out of your bank account, all the costs and that you have and so on. Now, assets are the key to wealth. So below are the assets, and assets give you automatic income. So assets generate automatic income. For example, if you own an Apple stock or Tesco stock or BP stock, it will pay you automatic dividends every single year. A dividend is a payment made by a corporation to its shareholders, usually as a distribution of profits. So a company, let's say Apple, has a lot of profits, and they distribute these profits to their shareholders. So if you are a shareholder, if you bought one share of Apple, you are their shareholder, and you are entitled to get the dividend every year. So if you own a stock, you get automatic income every year. This is the example of an asset. And liabilities on the right are, for example, loans and mortgages that generate automatic expenses. So this is how people who are destined to have financial problems manage their money. They get some income and then they spend. When they don't have enough money to buy some nice things, for example, car or something, they just get another loan and they buy a new car with that loan. And this loan brings them additional monthly expenses. So it generates them automatic expenses. And they are forever in this, what the Robert Kiyosaki calls the rat race. Okay, rat race. So they are just working their whole life for the financial industry. And they never built their own net worth. So their net worth is always zero or even minus. Now, I was also in that category in the past. Like a lot of people, I was working hard to make money, but I was spending it all and digging my own financial grave. So I had high personal income, but I just spent it all. And you may think that if you earn a lot of money, the rat race can't happen, but you would be wrong. Do you know who is this guy? Yeah, this is Mike Tyson. In his career, he made 500 million US dollars. But in 2010, he was dead broke. In one of his interviews, he said, "I'm totally destitute and broke. It just happened." Well, it didn't just happen. It happened because he was living in a rat race. Because he didn't invest in assets. He was just spending all of his money. Now, what the financially literate people do is this. They earn money and then they put some money in assets first. And the keyword here is first. And then they get automatic income. When you invest in assets, you get additional automatic income. And because your income is increasing, you can invest more in assets. Of course, they are also spending, but before they spend each month or each year, before they spend money, they invest in assets. This is called paying yourself first. So you are paying yourself first. And the assets you are building, generate automatic income for you. If Mike Tyson did that, he would have a fantastic life right now. But he didn't. He just spent it all. Like Brian Tracy said, it doesn't matter how much you earn. All that matters is if you have the skills to manage your money and to invest it. So another reason for investing is to plant and grow your money tree. Okay? In life, small things can have enormous effect. Probably you heard about the butterfly effect. Let me just give you an example. Once upon a time, there were two Johns, John Investor and John Spend It All. They had the same income, similar jobs, they were living next door, and they led similar lives. John Investor invested a part of his income, and John Spend It All didn't. He just spent it all. When they were 55 years old, John Spent It All was just 3 paychecks from losing his house, and he was constantly worrying about money. And John Investor was financially self-sufficient. He had enough money to live 10 years or more without any additional income. So he would, he could go on a vacation for 5 years without working, and he would still have his money working for him. But the difference between the two of them was just the act of investing a part of their income. Okay, John invested, and John spent it all, didn't. So do you agree that investing is a good idea? Yes or no? If yes, then you are probably asking yourself now what to invest in. So let's take a look at the grain system. And the first part we'll take a look at is grow the right assets. And here is the biggest mistake that 99% of people do. They invest in the wrong assets, the assets that are killing their financial future. So what are the options where we can invest passively? Okay, money working for you. Passive investments means money working for you. Okay, you invest in something and you don't have to do anything. Okay, money working for you. So first thing is bonds, government bonds, for example. Bonds can give you pretty guaranteed rate of return, okay? But it's quite low. It can be from 1 to 4, maybe sometimes 5% per year, okay? But they are pretty secure, okay? Then stocks, equities, these are the companies. You can invest in companies, you can buy some shares, some stocks, and that's it. Anybody in the world can buy stocks. Bank deposits, you can also put your money in the bank. The problem here is that the interest is very low. Or you can just keep your money under the mattress. This is probably not so good idea because the inflation will eat your money. So, what was the best option to invest in the past? And what will probably also be the best option for the future? The answer is stocks, equities. Stocks and equities were always, in the history, the best option. They are the only option that builds your wealth fast, as they had around 10% average annual returns in the history. Will it be the same in the future, this 10% annually? We don't know. But 99.9%, probability is that the stocks will outperform all other asset classes also in the future. Why? Because the companies are bringing new value to the market. They are constantly innovating and providing new value. That is why the stock market is rising every decade. Okay? Yes, we have crises in between and so on, but this doesn't affect the long-term stock growth. Okay, so what can we do? Let's say that we will want to invest quite a lot of our money in stocks. Okay, let's pick some stocks: McDonald's, Apple, IBM, Tesco, BP, and so on. Is this a good idea? I would say no. Why? First reason is because every company can go down or even out of business. Apple can go out of business. Yeah, it can, even though they are the biggest company right now in the world, but they can go out of business. It happened a lot of times for the big companies, and it will happen again in the future. And the second reason is because there is a problem that became clear after David Dreman did a famous study. He analyzed 80 years of stock analysts' predictions of the world's best stock pickers, and he found out that in 77% of cases, they were wrong. So they gave predictions, and they were wrong about the movement of the stocks. They said the stocks will go up, or the specific stock will go up, and it went down, and so on. Also, Wall Street Journal did a famous study, where they compared the predictions of the top United States stock experts, pickers, and they compared them with the returns of this guy. Guess who won? For the 6 years that they did this study, the monkey won every single year. So after 6 years, they just stopped the study because it was too shameful for the experts. So you don't want to invest in specific stocks because it's too risky and nobody in the world can predict the winners. Nobody. Okay, so the financial industry proposed a solution. Why not put 500 or 1,000 stocks in one basket, Let's create one financial product that will have a lot of stocks in it. And we got mutual funds. So mutual funds are right now the most popular financial product in the world, and they are just, a basket, a huge basket of different stocks. Somebody picks them, and they are that's the mutual fund. Does this product solve the problem of risk? What do you think? The answer is yes, it solves the problem of risk. But why did I tell you that I will not recommend mutual funds, even though they are the most popular financial product out there? Because of the devils. The devils are called the commissions and fees. Let's say that you invest in a mutual fund for 10-year period. First, you pay a sales fee at the beginning. Okay, it can be from 0 to 3% of your investment. At the end, you pay an exit fee. It can be from 0 to 2%. But these two fees are nothing because they are just one time. Now, here comes the big devil, and this is the management fee. The management fee is the big, enormous devil that destroys our financial future, our investments. Management fee, the average in the UK and also all around the world is 2.5% per year. So every single year, in the year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, in every single year, it doesn't matter if the market goes up, down, sideways, it doesn't matter. They take this commission out of your money that you have in the mutual fund. Okay? And now you're probably thinking, but 2.5% commission, this is not so much, Let's take a look. Let's say that you invest £10,000 in a mutual fund, and let's just say for this example that we have annual return of 7%. Okay, just I just put a certain number here, and just 2% management fee. So here are the returns. If you had no commissions, your returns would amount to 28,700 plus your initial investment, of course. So altogether, you would have 38,700 in your account. But let's just apply the 2% management fee per year. And you only keep half of that. Interesting, huh? So in the chart, it looks like this. Your earnings are approximately half of the money, and fund earnings are half of the money. But you risk everything, and they keep half of the returns. So why? So let me just give you the example. So if you have 0% total expense ratio or management fee, you keep 28,700. If you have 2%, it's 15,000 for you, and the rest for the financial industry. And if you have 2.5, you keep only 12,000 pounds. Now, why does this happen? This happens because of a mathematical concept that you probably learned about in school, but you probably slept over that class. The mathematical concept is called the compound interest. Let's do an exercise. Let's say that you have a large sheet of paper. And let's say that you fold it for the 30 times. Okay? You fold this piece of paper 30 times. How thick will it be?
The answer will probably surprise you, because the answer is, it's not, just some small number, but it's higher than Mount Everest. This pile of paper will be higher than Mount Everest. And if you go to the 45th fold, if you climb on it, your view would be something like this, because you would be on the moon. This is the power of compound interest. Do you know this guy? Yeah, it's Albert Einstein. He said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. So this is the key to understand the long-term investing. You need to understand the compound interest. Let's say that you invest 10,000 and you have 10% annual returns. In the first year, you would get 11,000, okay? In the second year, you would not have 12,000, but you would have 12,100, The differences are bigger and bigger and bigger. Then it's 13,310, and so on. Let's skip to the year 20. It's 67,000, and in the year 35, it's already 281,000 with just £10,000 investment. Okay, this is the power of compound interest. The differences are bigger and bigger for each period. There is a Japanese proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, but the next best time is now. So the key for long-term investing is to start early. Every year you postpone the decision to start investing will hurt you in the long run because of the compound interest, okay, the eighth wonder of the world. So what happens if you invest zero, if you don't invest? So this is the growth of zero. In 5 years, it's zero. In 20 years, it's zero. And 35 years, it's still zero. You guessed right. So start investing soon. This is the key to your long-term financial success. And you will get benefit from the eighth wonder of the world. Okay. Now, we talked about mutual funds. And we realized that the financial industry takes most of our money in mutual funds through commissions and fees. So what is the solution? What product can we use instead of mutual funds so we can have a nice financial future? The solution is a financial product that the financial industry would rather not tell you about. This product has very, 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 very low fees in order for you to get most of the returns and not the financial industry. It was created by John C. Bogle, one of the rare good guys of the financial industry, in 1975. But for decades, nobody talked about this product because the financial industry makes a lot of money with products like mutual funds. And if people invested in this low commission alternative, financial industry would lose huge amounts of money. The product I talk about is called index fund. So index fund. If I simplify a little, this is the same as mutual fund, but with much, much, much lower commissions. This product has, instead of 2.5% commissions, like mutual funds, management commissions, it only has around 0.3, so 0.3% management commission per year. Most of them even lower, okay? This product is so amazing that even Warren Buffett, the best investor in the history, the third richest person in the world, he just said, put my estate in index funds, okay? When I'm gone, put my estate in index funds, and that's it. So index funds are the financial product for people who are educated, who are financially literate, and they are not for people who don't have a clue about investing. So this is the key to understand index funds. Let me give you a couple of examples so you will see the difference. In the previous example, if you invested in mutual fund, you would keep 15,000 returns, but when you invest in the index fund, you would keep 26,000. So it's 11,000 more in your pocket. This is in the chart. But in reality, this is just a theoretical example, but let me give you a chart. The red line is one of the best mutual funds in the world, the Milliner fund. This fund was the love link of the financial industry in the 80s, okay? And the blue line is just an average index fund, okay? So if you invested 10,000 in 1980 into each of these products, with mutual fund, you would have now around 50,000 pounds, and with index fund, you would get around 200,000 pounds. So what is better? And let me emphasize this, the red line is one of the best mutual funds, and the blue line is just an average index fund. This is why the index funds are gaining in value over the last decade. In the year 2000, they were almost non-existent. For a couple of decades after they, came into world, they were non-existent because nobody knew about them. But right now, there is a huge flow, outflow of money from the mutual funds to the index funds because more and more people know this story that I am also sharing with you now. But it's still a long way to go for the financial industry because more than 92% of investors' money is still in mutual funds. Okay, so financial industry keeps this money tightly and doesn't allow this information to be widely known. And another thing is index funds pay you also the dividends. Previously, we said that stocks will give you dividends, automatic dividends, but with mutual funds, you don't get dividends, okay? With index funds, you get additionally also the dividends. And this is why I like index funds, because they are the real type of assets, because they generate income automatically for you. So they are growing in value, plus they give you additional dividends every single year. Okay, so this is why I really like them. Let me give you an example how much is the difference if you just invest in the right financial products. So if you have monthly investment of 100, 300,000 or 2,000, depending on what kind of investor you are, but let me just share with you this. 100 pounds per month is too low, is much too low in order to finance our pensions. You will need to invest more than 100 pounds per month, in order to be financially secure in the future. So this is just an example, but you need to invest more. So if you just followed the financial industry's advice, you would get these numbers, okay? And if you followed my system, you would get these numbers. And the difference is enormous. So if you just invest 100 pounds per month, in 25 years, the difference would be 53, almost 54,000 pounds with just 100 pound investment. And if you invest, let's say 300, the difference is 161,000. Okay, so the differences are huge when you just select the right product. Then I call this the minimum speed of investment. this is the minimum that you should be investing, okay? My rule is 10%. So if you earn, let's say 30,000 per annum, so annually, if you earn 30,000, you should invest at least 3,000 in assets. If you just have 8% annual growth, okay, I was not too optimistic, you would get 300,000 in assets after 25 years, okay? And if you invested zero, like John spent it all, you would just keep zero after 25 years. So this is the difference. And now it's your decision, you know, what do you want to be? Do you want to be like Mike Tyson or John spent it all? Or you would like to be like John Investor, who provides for his, you know, great, secure financial future. And this is the decision. Now, we covered the first secret to your long-term financial success in these minutes. And there are additional 4 of them, okay? 4 additional systems that you need to learn and implement in your life. At my Millionaire Money Making Machine Today course, I teach investors and future investors all the details they need to know to start growing their money trees right now. I teach them how to select the right index funds, because there are around 2,000 of them, but only around 300 are suitable for long-term investing. For example, this is the UK's most popular index fund. More than 2 billion pounds is invested in this fund, okay? But investors don't realize that this index fund has the commissions and fees that are more similar to the mutual funds. So they think they are investing in the low-cost alternative in index funds, but they are not. You know, the financial industry is really, really innovative. Now they are also calling, you know, the mutual funds, they are just renaming them to index funds, and they are, you know, screwing with investors and so on. So at my Millionaire Money Making Machine course, the participants get the selection of 14 ETFs, index funds, that are the best of the best for the long-term investing. I handpicked them, and I needed more than 100 hours of study to make this selection. It's the best of the best of the best. I will also share, you know, in this course, I also share with my clients how to choose 1, 2, 3, or 4 ETFs or index funds that are the best for their needs, okay? And this is the strategy called satellite strategy. So with satellite strategy, my clients get the precise answer at the course, at this today course, which index funds are suitable for them personally, okay? Plus, we go through when to buy them. Timing is important, and we have a strategy that you will never need to worry about timing the market, okay? And this strategy will give you additional 20 to 30% return over the long run. Some testimonials. I realized that I will lose thousands of pounds if I follow the advice of the financial industry. Value upwards of 800,000 for me in the future. You know, Louis is already investing, and the numbers can be really huge when you take into account these differences in commission. Or Mario has just started to invest, you know. I realized I need to start investing right away. I saved more than 4,000 pounds in unnecessary costs right away. Okay, so before we go into the short-term investing and trading, let's make a pit stop. In my career, I had an honor to cooperate with a lot of multimillionaires. Brian Tracy was just the first one. And when I worked with them, I saw that they are using some amazing strategies or ways of thinking that enabled them, you know, to become multimillionaires. So would you like to know one of them? It's called, they invest quickly if there is a good return on investment. When they have an opportunity to make the investment that is high probability one and has good return on investment, they make the decision right away, Okay, they invest right away. For example, if they have, let's say that in their business, they have a chance to create an advertising campaign, online advertising campaign that will cost, let's say, 5,000, and it will bring them 10,000 in profits. So do you think that they will make this investment? Yeah, of course. The return on investment is 100%. They would just grab this investment. What about if, let's say, if you don't have money? What about if you can buy an investment that will bring you 100,000 pounds in 6 months? But you need 5,000 pounds in 3 days. Would you find the money? I would. But problem with most people is that they are too busy evaluating things, so they miss these opportunities. Remember, wealth is moving from the slow to the fast. So Robert Kiyosaki said, today wealth is moving from the slow to the fast. You want to be fast in your decision making now. You want to be fast when making the decisions, when making the investments and so on, because the world belongs to the fast. Okay, now, would you like to know why most people lose money when they are trading Forex or other short-term options? Now, we will take a look at the answer. We will go to the fourth gear, accelerate your returns. This is the short-term trading. And what do you want to achieve here? Yeah, with the long-term strategies, you want to get around 8 to 10% annual returns on average on your money. But with the short-term strategies, you want more. You want at least 15 to 20% annually. And it sounds very easy. There are hundreds of Forex training companies that offer you training, and they promise that you will be able to get 20% by just learning 3 simple strategies at one of their courses, And, these are the dreams being offered. But here is the reality. 95% of people who go into the short-term trading lose all of their money. Plus, they lose their time, a lot of their time, because they need to stare at the computer screen for hours a day. I was one of these people, and I'm a great expert on short-term trading because I lost more than 50,000 pounds trading Forex, even though I went to all the best courses. And I was not the only one. All of my friends there, they were also losing a lot of money. 3% are just breaking even. They are losing just their time, but not their money. And 2% are the professionals that make a lot of money. Mostly, they are the institutions or traders who are trading for the banks, and not the regular guys like you and me. So why does this happen? Why does this happen? John was a very, very good poker player. And because he was so good, he lived in a small village outside of London. And because he was so good, nobody wanted to play against him anymore. They all lost all of their money. So he went to another village and he opens a joint door. There is a smoke coming out, and 4 bearded gentlemen playing poker there. Can I join you? Yeah, of course. Come and join us. So after 30 minutes, he gets a full house. Whew, great combination. So he puts half of his money on the table. They call, they show the cards. One has a pair, one has 3 of a kind, one has 3 clubs and 2 diamonds, but no combination. And John thinks he's won, so he tries to grab the money. No, 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 no. Look at what it says on the wall. 3 clubs and 2 diamonds constitute a gamboni, the top winning hand in this room. Hey, why didn't you tell me that? Are you crazy? Well, why didn't you read? It says on the wall. Okay, John. I'm good. I will beat them. Now I know the rules. So after 20 minutes, he gets the Gamboni. He puts other half of his money on the table. Car keys, house keys, credit cards, all of his belongings. They call, show cards. One has a pair, one has two pairs, one nothing. And John, I won. And he tries to grab the money. No, 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 no. Look at what it says on the other wall. Only one Gamboni per night is permitted in this room. Poor John. And this is what happens to all the people who are going into the short-term trading. There are so many rules there that when you think that you know them all, another one pops out and you lose your money. It's practically not possible for somebody to win the Forex game, to win the short-term trading game. When I worked with professionals, I spent 4.5 years trading and learning how to trade and working with some professionals who really were multimillionaires. And when I talked to them, they said to me, nobody will tell you that, but you need at least this if you want to even have a chance of being successful here. At least 3 to 5 years of experience, at least 50 days of good training, software costs, at least a couple of £100 per month of software costs. You will blow at least 1 to 3 accounts with the real money, and you will be sitting in front of boring charts all day. So this is the, you need to go through all this if you just want to have a chance of being successful. So at least £30,000 in costs plus your time. And the additional thing is, so I went through all this, but something was still missing, and a lot of people go through this, but something is still missing. And for 99% of people, what is missing is this, the robot psychology. If you want to be successful here, you need to go through all this, like I said, plus you need to have this robot psychology. And maybe 1% of people in the world have it. And if you don't, you will lose your money every single time. So, if you were in 2010, I would just say to you now, forget about it and let's move to the next topic. But something surprising happened in the last couple of years. Let me share this with the help of a movie Sabrina, starring Harrison Ford. In this scene, there is Sabrina and her father. Her father is a limousine driver of a very, very famous Mr. Larrabee Sr., who is a great short-term professional, making huge amounts of money. So let's see the dialogue. Sabrina's father. When your mother and I first came here, she cooked and I drove, and we had no expenses. After a couple of years, we had $15,000. I was driving Mr. Larrabee Sr. at the time, and he never closed the window between us. He did a lot of business on the daily commute, and I paid attention. When he bought, I bought. And when he sold, I sold. Daddy, are you telling me you have $1 million? No, a little over 2 million. So, up until a couple of years ago, you needed to be a limo driver of a professional trader to copy his trades. But in the last 2 years, there was an interesting development, some online platforms started to pop out that enable you to do the same. You go on this platform, you choose the professional that you like, and you click copy. And from then on, all of his trades that he is making with his money will be automatically copied to your money, to your account. Sounds interesting. And why aren't we all doing this? Why aren't we all millionaires doing this? Where's the catch? why even on these platforms, most people lose money. This is the secret, Most people, even though we have these platforms, most people still lose money. When I started to trade, and when I learned all these things, I learned something. At these platforms, the problem is that people choose the wrong traders to copy. So this is the problem. People are choosing, the traders who are just temporarily successful, and then they lose money. So when I stopped trading after I lost 50,000, I thought, I will never go into the short-term trading again. But then I saw these platforms, and I thought, I can't trade by myself, but I know how the professionals trade. What if I just select the right ones and this could work? So I started to create some criteria for choosing the right traders, because most people cannot select the right ones because they are just selecting those who are temporarily okay. So with my knowledge, I created 6 criteria and I used them to select the traders for myself, for my account. And the results were amazing. The results were phenomenal. In 2 years, I had each year, one year it was 56%, and 1 year it was 41% annual returns. And then I said, oh, this is amazing. No time commitment, you're just choosing some of them and then everything is automatic, So why shouldn't I teach this to my clients, So I started, and today more than 500 people from all over the world, are using this system with amazing results, and you will see them later. So what we are doing here is this. If this is the chances of being successful, when you are trading by yourself, 95% are losing money and just a couple of percent are winning. We just raised this probability curve. We raised this probability curve. There is, still, there is no guarantees, of course, because this is short-term trading, it's still risky, but we just raised the probability curve. We have unlimited potential of gains, so the gains can be unlimited, but we lowered the risk with 2 factors. First, you invest only what you can afford to lose, okay? And the second is success criteria, my success criteria. So now you have very, very low risk with unlimited potential of gains. And this is what I call proper investing for the long run, from the short run, okay? Time is money. You don't spend any of your time here, because everything is automatic. It's totally passive strategy. Some examples, what can be done. 38.1% gain in 4 months. Doubled my investment in the first 5 months. You can see the actual numbers in the attached screenshot. So 5,700 was profits. Strong doubts about this, but after half a year, I'm telling my neighbors with enthusiasm about my additional income. My balance is now to 2,300, and I started with 830. Easy to use, operates automatically, and monthly average of $1,000 of profits in the 2 years I use the system. So am I telling you that you will get the same numbers, the same returns? No. You can get higher returns, you can get lower returns, nothing is guaranteed here. We are all on the same probability curve because I'm using the same system, the same criteria for choosing the right traders as all of my clients, okay? But now I have a word of warning for you. This system, this copy trading, this is called copy trading. It's very, 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 very hard to implement, because first you need to check 6 things, 6 numbers like this, For example, is this number lower than 4? And if yes, it checks okay. So you need to check 6 numbers, okay, in the trader's profile. And then the hardest part, you need to click the copy. Yeah. So you need to be a nuclear scientist to do it. It's very, very complicated. Okay. And a lot of times people ask me, how much money do I need in order to pursue this strategy? 500 pounds or more. Okay. I have a lot of people who are using tens of thousands of pounds, and I have a lot of people who are using, maybe just a couple of £100 or a couple of thousand. So it doesn't matter how much money you have, this system can work for you. But like I said, we will not take a loan in order to invest here. We just invest the money that we are prepared to lose. Okay, this is the first key rule. At my 2-day course, I teach investors who would like to have an additional passive income stream how to use this system. We set up the system on our laptops right there, and they walk away, all of my clients walk away with this system working for them. So it's not just some theory that I teach, but it's practical. So we do everything there at the course, and we are also choosing some of the traders that you can copy. Okay, we do this together, and I teach you all the 6 criteria and how to set up the system. The platform is totally free. There are no subscriptions, no monthly fees. You just need an internet connection, and you need to follow the 6 success criteria. That's it. Like I said, this system is not for everyone. It's only for people who are a little more aggressive with their money and want to, build passive income streams. Okay. When you are investing, you have 2 choices. First, you can be an active investor, or you can be passive investor. The active investors look like this. They are nervous all the time. They are checking their smartphone every couple of minutes. They are, this affects their health, their family, and they never have time because they are using a lot of time in order to manage their investments. And these are the passive investors, like my clients. They have a lot of time in order to build their business, to go, to focus on their job, business, and so on, on their money-making activities. But for investing money, they are just using passive strategies. And the key or the tragic thing is for the active investors that they think, so active investors think that they will get better returns because they are active. But unfortunately for them, and fortunately for us, the passive investors always outperform them. So passive investors have much, much, much better returns on their investments than active investors. So which one would you rather be? Okay, before we conclude, we have some time left, and maybe you would like to know another way of thinking that is unique to multimillionaires. And this one is really amazing, and it transformed my life when I started to use it. It's called they eliminate emotion when deciding. Have you ever had an important decision or change to make in your life? And you knew that this decision or change would significantly improve your life. And sometimes you made it and you improved your life, and sometimes you just didn't, you were frozen, you didn't make the change, and you missed this opportunity, and your life stayed the same. Which negative emotion stopped you at that time? I bet it was fear. Fear is a negative emotion that can stop you from doing the things you know are good for you. And multimillionaires know that. That is why they use a specific technique that helps them to eliminate fear at the time when they are making these important decisions. Would you like to learn this technique that will give you a huge boost in your life? If the answer is yes, then let's go, firewalk. You are in front of this burning coal, and you need to cross it. It's 1,500 degrees. do you think that in your head there will be an element of fear? So, do you know that there is a trick to firewalking? And this is not only the trick to firewalking, but it's a secret to all success in life, the secret to everything. And it goes like this. If you can motivate yourself to take the first step without thinking, then you are very motivated to go all the way. It's just the first step. When I was listening to Brian Tracy at his first seminar with me, he said, when you need to make an important first step in life, don't wait for the courage to come to you. Just make the first step without thinking, and the courage will come after you. So how to use this technique in your life? Let me give you one of my examples. When I started my career as a public speaker, I was a business owner and I was terrified of being on the stage. I was nervous and I would rather not do it. But I knew that this is an important step for me and that I will make much more money if I will be able to address an audience, a large audience. So what did I do? The day I decided that I need to do this, I booked and paid the conference room and I sent out all the invitations to my entire client list. Next day, oh my God, what did I do? But do you agree with me that there was no going back then? I have already made the first step. But without taking the first step without thinking, this would not be possible. I would never be a public speaker. I would never have, much higher personal income and so on. Lao Tzu once said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. Now, would you like to start investing in such a way that you keep most of the returns and not the guys in Armani suits? And do you believe that you need to take the first step today? Because if you don't, you will just postpone this decision, postpone it until it will be too late. If your answer is yes, I prepared something special for you. The normal investment for my today course is $3,997. And we cover all the systems in the Milliner Money Making Machine at this today course. So 3 areas of financial wisdom that will give you complete control of your money and investments. So you will never need financial advisor anymore. Armor formula that will give you financial security for you and for your family. Grain system that will make your money work hard for you. And star formula where you can earn money without trading. So passive income. This is the only passive investing course that you will ever need. There is no upsell from that. You will get the complete story at my advanced course. And you will leave this course with a complete plan set up for yourself. Okay? So we will implement the things right there in these 2 days. So if you are already investing, this will help you to stop the bleeding of your money to the financial industry. With the same investing amounts as people around you, you will be able to accumulate 2 to 5 times more money in the long run. And it will give you total time freedom, as all the strategies are totally passive and very, very easy to implement. And if you just want to invest in the future, but you are not investing yet, this will give you the motivation to start, to take the first step. It will give you all the tools to do it. And with this decision, you will have the total financial security and power. You will start to grow your own money tree. So if you are investing at least 100 pounds per month, or if you are thinking about investing at least 100 pounds per month, or if you are already investing in pension plan or something, the return on investment will be at least 1,000%. So it's a huge return on investment. The investment is, like I said, free $997, but today I prepared something special. Because you are prepared to take the first step, instead of this price, you can get this course today.
In order to get the dates and the investment for the Millionaire Money Making Machine Today course in London, send an email to programs@robertrolih.com. But stay tuned, because I have additional 2 gifts you can get when you join me live here in London.
And I prepared 2 additional gifts when you decide today. Gift number 1 is you can bring 1 family member for free, okay? If you have a husband, wife, daughter, son who would like to learn these things also, please bring him with you, because it's free. So 1 additional family member, you can get it for free in this price. And for my clients, I prepared 2 video seminars per year with amazing content. The subscription is $450 per year, but today, when you order today, I will give it, you will get these video seminars for free, but not for 1 year, not for 2 years, but for as long as I do this. So you will have my total support even after this course. If you have, in a couple of years, if you have any additional questions, you will just send it to me, send the questions to me, and I will answer them, through these video seminars 2 times per year. And if anything changes, and so on, I will always update you in these video seminars.
In order to get the dates and the investment for the Millionaire Money Making Machine Today course in London, send an email to programs@robertrolih.com. Go ahead, this will be one of the best decisions of your life.